All right, I'm back to read the complete works of Epictetus, my favorite book of all time, at least right now. Um, this is going to be part 6. That one should not get angry with people for their mistakes. If what the philosophers say is true, and not only is assent only ever prompted by the feeling that something is the case, and the withholding of assent by the feeling that something is not the case, and by Zeus' suspension of judgment by the feeling that something is uncertain, but also an inclination to do something is prompted by the feeling that is expedient for me to do it. If it is impossible for me to judge something as in my best interest and yet desire something else, and impossible to judge one action as appropriate and yet have inclination to do something else, if all of this is true, why are we still so commonly angry with other people? No, and you'd be better to phrase your question like this. Should we do away with this person because he's mistaken and misled about matters of supreme importance, and because he's become blind, not in the sense that he's lost the ability to distinguish white and black by sight, because he's lost the mental ability to distinguish good and bad? If you put the question like this, you'll realize how inhuman it is and see that it's no different from saying, so shouldn't we kill this blind person or this deaf person? If a person is injured most by the loss of the most important things, and if the most important things in every individual is right will, what's the point in getting angry with someone if he loses it? Listen, man, if unnatural though it is, you feel obliged to adopt an attitude towards someone else's troubles, you should pity him rather than hate him. Let's have no more of this readiness to take offense and hate people. Think who you are. Man, do you really want to express sentiments that one expects to hear only from the masses, such as, curse this vile and loathsome person? Well, all right. But how come you'd suddenly abandon good sense and are now angry with other people? Anyway, how do we get angry? Because we value the stuff others take from us. I mean, look, place no value on your clothes and you don't get angry at someone for stealing them. Place no value on your wife's attraction and you don't get angry at someone for seducing her. You need to appreciate that thieves and adulteries don't fall into the category of what's up to you, but into the category of things that are external to you and aren't up to you. If you dismiss them and consider them worthless, who can make you angry? And for as long as you give them significance, be angry with yourself, not with them. Something similar happened to me too. Just the other day, there's an iron lamp by my household shrine, and I heard the window make a noise and ran downstairs to find the lamp has been stolen. I reasoned that the thief had been moved by the inclination he found compelling. All right, then, I said, tomorrow I'll buy one of the clay. The point is that one can only lose what he has. I've lost my toga, yes, because you had it, toga. I've got a headache, but you've had a horn ache, do you? So why are you annoyed? Only things we possess can be lost or ache. Who's invincible then? Anyone who is sidetracked by things that aren't subject to his will. So likewise, for one invincible person, all right, if you offer him money, he will reject it. But what if it's a girl that's an offer? What if it's after dark? What if it's fame? What if it's an insult? What if it's praise? What if it's death? He can't defeat by any of these. What if it's blazing hot? The effect is the same. He had some wine. What if he's in black mood? What if he's asleep? This is the man I'd call the invincible athlete. It's impossible for something that's natural, free, to be troubled or impeded by anything except itself. Only his judgments trouble a person. When a tyrant tells someone, I'm going to chain your leg, only a person who has come to value his leg says, please no, have mercy. But anyone who judges his will important says, go ahead if you think that's the most expedient thing for you to do. Don't you care? No, I don't. I'll show you that I'm your master. How will you do that? Zeus has set me free. Do you really think he's going to let his own son be enslaved? You're the master of my carcass. Take that. You mean to say that when you're in my presence, I'm not the focus of your attention? No, I'm attending to myself. If you want me to tell you that I attend to you as well, here's what I will say. I give you the same kind of attention that I give my kettle. It follows that a philosopher's most important and crucial work is to assess impressions and distinguish between them, and only ever to accept an impression if it has been assessed. So in areas where we think it makes a lot of difference whether or not we're misled, we're very diligent about trying to spot things that are likely to mislead us. But in the case of a poor command center, we yawn and doze, carelessly accepting every impression because it doesn't occur to us that any harm will come of it. So if you wish to know how casually you treat things that are good and bad and how seriously you treat things that are indifferent, compare your attitude toward going blind with your attitude toward being in intellectual error. Then you'll see how badly you misjudge where goodness and badness lies. That's where I'm going to end it for today.